welcome to today's deep dive. So if you look closely at Jean-Antoine Watteau's masterpiece, The Scale of Love, you'll notice this really glaring contradiction right away. Because the man in the center of this, lush garden, he's holding this historically flawless, meticulously painted 18th century Vauban guitar. Like, luthiers today can literally identify the exact make.
Detail is incredible.
But then the sheet music resting on the lap of the woman beside him is just, well, it's complete unplayable gibberish. So our mission today is to decode this. We're looking at how Watteau uses these musical elements as a metaphor for flirting, and why a master of realism would fake the music to tell the truth about seduction.
Well, that paradox is really the key to unlocking the entire composition. Watteau isn't painting a concert here. He's mapping out the complexities of 18th century courtship.
Right, making it super easy for a modern beginner to understand.
Right.
Because the guitar and the sheet music aren't actually about producing sound, are they?
No, not at all. They provide the ultimate social cover. It's an excuse.
That built-in excuse for proximity. I mean, it's the anchor of the whole thing. Watteau kind of forces you to look right at the physical tension between these two figures.
Yeah, if you notice, she isn't even looking at his face.
Right. She's intensely fixated on his left hand, the one hovering over the fretboard. It's like, it's that classic timeless tactic, leaning in close to teach someone a chord on a guitar.
I was sharing a headphone today.
Yes, exactly like sharing a headphone. The sheet music is just this culturally acceptable excuse for closing the physical distance.
The title of the painting, La Gamme d'Amour, hints that this proximity is totally calculated. It translates to the scale of love, which obviously references a musical scale.
No.
But in 18th century France, the word gamme also meant like skill or technique.
Oh, wow. So love is being framed as an art form that requires mastery, like specific stages you have to go through.
Precisely. It's a calculated progression.
But wait, if romance is this, rigid, calculated skill with distinct stages, who better to oversee it than a mathematician?
Which brings us to the background of the painting.
Yeah, because there is literally a bust of Pythagoras looming over them.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, wait, why is the triangle math guy crashing a romantic garden party?
It seems so weird at first, right? But think about his work with acoustics. Pythagoras is credited with discovering that musical scales are based on strict mathematical ratios.
Oh, right, the string lengths.
Exactly. So his presence reinforces the painting's theme. Just like music, flirting has an underlying rhythm, a ratio, and a calculated progression.
A timeline of love. And if you follow the visual diagonal of these, like warm pinks and russet browns past Pythagoras, you literally see the timeline playing out.
You really do. You can see the other couples in the background.
Yeah, they're progressing through the stages. And it actually culminates in a woman sitting with a child leaning into her lap, which a later engraving humorously dubbed the fruits of tender love.
Yeah, you're seeing the scale execute perfectly across the canvas. But, this brings us right back to your initial point about Watteau's deliberate contradiction.
The fake notes.
Right. He understood the mechanics of the Vauban guitar so perfectly that he painted every fret with mathematical precision.
So rendering the sheet music as this single, chordless, illegible line, I mean, that couldn't possibly be a mistake.
No, it's a thesis statement. Watteau is questioning the limits of all that calculation. He's drawing a hard line between theory and practice.
Like, you can master the game, the technique, but the actual experience.
Exactly. The experience isn't math.
It can't be read off a page.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a profound takeaway for you, the listener, the next time you use music to flirt. Whether you're making a shared playlist or leaning over a piano, you're practicing a centuries-old mathematically approved technique.
But with a catch.
Right, with a catch. It leaves you with this to ponder. If the sheet music drawing these lovers together is literal nonsense, maybe Watteau is suggesting that the true harmony of love isn't something you can read on a page. Maybe it's something you just have to improvise in the moment.